So Jackson Hole has come and gone. Market got super volatile. I can't say as not expected. I mean, this thing was wild. If you were watching the 15-minute candles, things were a little bit spicy there. But what does this mean now going forward? Is this bullish? Is this bearish? What is the story? So I'm going to take you through a couple of thoughts on this thing. I'm obviously going to tee you up with a couple of levels. I see Cass is breaking a trend. Sol is back to entry from yesterday. We could be cooking. Then I've got a gaming guest for you. Hustle, the legend, the love muscle is here. He wants to tell you guys about the gaming narrative, what's going on there. We saw IMX yesterday started blowing up for us. Maybe he's got some more juice for us. So much to get into on a Friday. Let's get right into this. Remember, as always, if you like the content, hit the like. If you like the dump and the pump, hit the bell and do these things. And here's our guest, okay? Likes for the guest. Let's respect the guest. And likes for the bouncer.
Smash it, guys. Just knock it out.
Loose. And likes for Banter Bubbles. Fuck me. Look at this thing. Multiple days in a row now. We are greenery. And Gala Games. Well, luckily, we got a gaming man here. Because look at Gala, 12% up. Do we still trade that shitcoin? Well, we're going to find out in a couple of minutes when we bring him on. Phantom Ripper. Rune breaking a daily trend. If you like spot buys, buy Rune. Now, looking good. WLD AI shitcoin, but moving. Tower ripping, looking good. Near AI layer 1, looking good. Celestia, we have no words for Celestia. Let's look at BTC. Let's see what these guys are doing to us right now, because there's been a little bit of a chop, but I suspect today is the day. Okay, I suspect this is the moment. It's happening today. I'm calling it short squeeze. Okay, short squeeze. If we get some momentum here, we blowing up. Okay, BTC is going to 65K. If not, I'm deleting this YouTube stream. Okay, so that is the plan. BTC sitting right now at major resistance. How many times? Let's count this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 knocks on the door on the big resistance band. Is this the moment? Do we get the squeeze? How many shorts just opened now? When we pumped into that area, there's multiple levels here. So remember, guys, a short squeeze is they need to buy back their position. So there's tons of bears. The only way you can close your short is to buy it back. What does that do? It accelerates the price up. So what I'm looking for here, short squeeze action. I'm looking for 65K on BTC. If this thing's going to explode, they must do it properly. They must make it count. Okay, so that is what I'm looking for. Nice big explosion. We'll deal with it with fallout from the rejection. When we do get that rejection, that is going to be a load up plan for me. So big potential positions coming here for us. Let's get this out of the way. Let's get this pop. Let's get some kind of squeeze here. Downside, if they're going to come and disappoint us, let us down, break our hearts. 59,600. That is the one I'm watching today. You can see why that makes sense. Rising trend, 382, horizontal in play. A little bit lower if they really want to come and kill us, like end our weekends. 57,500. We're going to be shouting at the kids if they hit 57,500. There's going to be pain for everybody out there. 57,500. So what is this all about? What is Jackson Hole? Well, in summary, it's not Jackson's Hole. No, it is Jackson Hole. And basically what he's done, Powell's come out, okay? And he's super dovish across the board. This is Nick Timmerus's tweet. But basically, in a nutshell, the cooling in the labor market conditions is unmistakable. It seems unlikely that the labor market will be a source of elevated inflationary pressure anytime soon. Blah, blah, blah. Everything is good, okay? Super dovish here. I think the market is super happy with what is going on. If you want to see what he had to say, you can follow them here, YouTube, Yahoo Finance, and there's a little 8-minute clip of what he had to say. And take a look if that is of interest to you. But this is an interesting tweet, okay? After this, Newsy Johnson says, call your family, tell them you are busy for the next 3 months. It is time, okay? The conditions have teed up for us now. We've been waiting for this for like 2 or 3 years. Okay, it is time now. Let's not fuck this thing up. Let's get this right. Let's get these entries. Let's nail this, guys. Let's keep our composure along the way. There's going to be up, there's going to be down, there's going to be chop all day long. Okay, but the conditions are set now for some kind of run here for us. Let's not fuck this thing up. And basically tell them you are busy for the next 3 months. Okay, daddy's got work to do now. Right, let's go. Kobisi letter. Okay, what are they telling us here? The odds of a 50 basis point interest rate cut at the September Fed meeting rise to 23%. There's now a 95% chance that the interest rate cuts in September, with a 78% chance of a 25 basis point rate cut. Okay, Cool. So everyone's happy. We're all getting what we wanted. What is the S&P doing? Nice and green today. So a little bit of chop earlier, but now turning green. We have all-time highs incoming. I would say we are around the corner. Is this going to happen today? Are they going to pump this thing into close? Let's see. All-time highs, it's literally 30 points here. So 5,665 is what we're hunting. We 5,635. So we are very clear there. Is that maybe a double top? Okay, we can't say that's not off the table. So look out for something like that. We'll deal with it if it rejects. Okay, we'll make sure we are looking for longs and those types of things when the time is right, when it's appropriate. And I wanted to share this with you guys. A little bit of danger out there. Okay, so there's lots of bull talk, lots of dove talk, all these types of things. But here's a chart. Okay, that's very interesting to me, and it's a little bit scary. But basically, what we're saying here is when long positions on Bitfinex increase rapidly, the market tends to decline. Okay, look at this chart here from Fractal. He says for BTC, we observed a strong inverse correlation. An increase in long positions generally leads to a decrease in price. Okay, since March 24, long positions have risen to 62,500 BTC. Compared to only 418 short positions. This represents an impressive difference of 140 times. Basically, take a look at this chart. When these long positions go higher, the price tends to go down. So I'm just dropping this here, okay, just to, again, repeat, conditions are great. Let's keep our composure. We can get these dumps, we can get these pullbacks, but I think overall, if they want to come and rinse us now and end us, I think overall in the next 4 to 6 weeks, things are going to go good, things are going to go well. And you got to now survive. You got to make sure that you have dry powder to take advantage of anything and be ready for any types of dumps. Does this really matter right now? But I think it does. And Russia to launch stable coins linked to the Chinese yuan and BRICS currency and moves to ditch US dollar for trade. They look very happy with themselves, these two. And it seems to be going well, the relationship. And okay, here is my prime XBT situation. I've started after that chop. Okay, we jumped into a BTC there half. Okay, nice chop. If you had a tight stop loss, you got stopped today. Don't pretend you didn't. And then I've jumped back into Sol. They chopped me up like up and down. You can see these candles. We're back into Sol. We're kicking. You can see where my stop loss is right now, 141.6. And my average entry here is 143.79. I know Hustle is in a Sol long as well from 142. And yeah, I'm keen to hear his thoughts as well. So let's jump into Solana quickly. Let's take a look at this chart and just see what's going on. So this was our setup yesterday that we took. So hopefully some of you guys did jump into that thing. It was a nice ride, wasn't it? But look at this candle. I mean, it's quite offensive on the 1 hour. Look at what they did to us here. No wonder shorts got chopped, longs got chopped, everyone got nailed. But the beauty of this whole thing is we literally went back to our original entry here on Sol. So all is well, okay, as you were, folks. And 143, that looks like a nice little support level now for us, 143.17. Let me just highlight that for you. You can see the fibbage coming into play here. This was the original 382 from earlier. So look at that nice little support zone and, trend retest, bang, reclaim, good support here. So 143, if you are still sitting in Sol, your stop can be under the lows from the dump. Okay, if we come back to those dump lows, we don't really want to stick around. It's going to get ugly. So 142.3 on this chart, or alternatively, you can have your stops under 142.3. Okay, so 142.55, or alternatively stops under 142.3. So that is the game plan on that. And then one more trade that I've taken here, I've jumped into CAS. Okay, so I dropped in Sniper Club earlier today. I was monitoring CAS. I was looking for a little breakout, and there were a couple of reasons behind this trade. This is CAS on the 1 hour that I'm looking at. And number one, we had reclaimed this anchored VWAP that was looking very nice to me. And now we've pushed higher. We've broken trend on CAS. We've also broken the 100-day moving average. We've broken the horizontals. For me, that's enough ammo to go long. Okay, so I've taken a long on CAS. You can see the current situation. And if you want some stop options, what you can do is look at some candle lows. So stop option number one for the high risk, high leverage guys, 162. Okay, 0.162. Stop option number two is 0.16. Okay, those are nice little stop zones there for you guys. Look out, there could be some volatility still, but if the market's going to react bullishly overall, then we should hold these types of levels. If not, you're jumping out of this. Okay, you're jumping out of this. You're waiting. We'll deal with this stuff on Sunday. I'm back on Sunday. Don't forget, Sunday I'm doing my regular Sunday slot. Tee you guys up for the week. Now let's get the real the real guru in here. I mean, I know nothing about gaming. This man does. Hello, sir. Welcome. Good morning.
How's it going? Nice to be on the show again. It's always a pleasure to chop it up with you.
It's always good. Always good to have this man. Now, this is the gaming legend. For those of you that haven't seen this man, there's a couple of he's got his own channel on YouTube. Look at this, 97K subscribers. So immediately, okay, if you are watching the show, you are at the bottom of the gaming market right now. So you are early. Okay, remember, in a month's time, if everything is pumping, you are ahead of the curve. All those other people coming to watch, they are far behind. Okay, so follow in the game. Okay, he's giving you this juice. He's giving you the sauce on gaming. We know he's going to cover this now for you, but we know there's going to be some X's coming on some of these games. So follow him in the game, and we need to get the subscriber channel up and follow this legend. Here he is on Twitter, and it's at @𝗂𝗎𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗚𝗘. Is that a 0?
Yeah, it's a 0. It's my Ethereum. Yeah, that's my Ethereum identity. You know what I mean?
Nice. Okay, cool. So, right. Yesterday, we had a IMX trade. I was saying the gaming narrative was looking nice. Okay, we had Sidus. I saw Sidus pumped nicely. We've been tracking Beam for a while and things like that. IMX dropped onto my radar yesterday. Nice little trend break for us. And things for me are looking bullish on the gaming front. I'm keen to hear what you think.
Yeah, I think people have capitulated out of gaming quite a bit. Like the whole sector's kind of been punished due to just a lot of disappointments across the space, to just be quite frank. And people are so, in crypto, we want something to happen tomorrow. But gaming, it just usually isn't that way. These things take time. We actually recently had what I would think to be a bottom event. There was a project that raised $15 million, and they capitulated back to Web 2. So they took their game, packed up shop, took all the money that they raised, and they went ahead and moved back over to the traditional space, which to me, that marks a local bottom, something like an FTX or a Celsius, all these things that we saw in the bear market. So first of all, I think people are so beaten down on gaming. I think that the bottom is in general, but we're seeing games like Off the Grid, which is smashing it right now, which we can get into that type of stuff when we talk about Beam and maybe Avalanche. But yeah, I think gaming right now is at a bottom for sure.
Yeah, it feels disgustingly bottomed out. I had a similar feeling with AI as well. And now those things are starting to reverse for us. Just to recap, and I don't want to put you on a spot here, so you stand to be corrected. And obviously, guys, you can watch his show all the time and get gaming alpha. Give me your top 5 picks now at the lows. What do you like?
Yeah, so right now where we are, it's definitely not going to be the same as when the gaming market was hot. You're taking more risks. When it's not right now, when you're betting on it to be the bottom, you're consolidating into those top bags. So for me, I'm focused heavily right now on Beam, Super, Ronin, Prime. And then if I have to pick a 5th one, recently I've been calling Avalanche because of this Off the Grid game. I know it's up 30% this week. So I've kind of been focused in on Avalanche a lot because Beam and AVAX kind of both have that Avalanche narrative. Superverse has the narrative with this game that's been really hot. And then I just love Prime and Ronin.
Okay. Cool. So let's start with Beam. I've been loading up. Okay, I had this. I just had a good feeling about this Beam a couple of weeks back. So I've been loading up, and Beam for me looks like there's some interesting things happening here, guys, on the chart. Okay, we are breaking through a big horizontal, and those of you that were watching the last week or two, you would have got some of this Beam with me. But now we're breaking a horizontal. We're also breaking the 50-day moving average, which is sitting just here. So we're creating a new sort of support level for us. So if Beam just pushes up a little bit more, starts holding these levels around 15, 0.152, 0.1525, somewhere in that region, if we can hold that support, this thing for me is moving, okay? And naturally, it's going to move up with the market. But I think this can be an outperformer. Okay, from a gaming perspective. So Beam, you can see our first targets here, 189, and the next target is 0024. Okay, nice little spot buy hustle.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this Beam is at the top of my list. And the one thing with Beam, all those big green candles that you see on the chart, even a few weeks ago when you see a little bit of momentum, when the market shifts just a little bit, Beam runs super hard. So when gaming's hot, Beam is a leader. When the altcoin market runs, usually Beam just runs alongside of it. So there's a lot of strength with this token.
So just to wrap Beam up here for you guys, if you want to hold this thing spot like we are, there's no actual stop loss we're looking at. I think for me, the market is so low here. If we do get a further dip, I think it's just for adding. I don't think it's for dumping tokens now. I think the damage has been done across the board. And if they want to do some more damage, well, then we get better deals. Okay. So for me, yeah, there's no stop for me. I'm buying this thing spot. If you want to look for a trade, okay, you got the best support I can give you, or the best exit zone I can give you guys for Beam. The safest exit zone is a close under 00136. Okay, so if you close under 00136, that's most likely an area then if you want to cut. Okay, but for me, opportunity, I just want to accumulate this thing. I think this thing's got some action here. Okay, you spoke about Superverse. Banger.
Yeah, super. And their official partner with Off the Grid, which is the game that's really gaining momentum right now. And the reason I keep pointing out this individual game is because it's the best looking crypto game that we've ever seen in the space. Like it's on PlayStation. It's crazy. I went and bought a PlayStation just specifically to play it because I usually play on the computer. But like having a crypto game on a real console, it's just completely changing the game. No pun intended. But Super is partners with them. So I've been kind of playing into Super over the last few weeks pretty heavily because they have correlation with this, similarly to Beam and Avalanche.
Okay. I mean, this is an easy play for me. Okay. A spot buy or trade, easy play. Look at this. Just like Beam, we've broken the 50-day MA. We've broken a big horizontal. We've broken trend. Okay. So odds are in your favor. Okay. Odds are in the bull's favor now. Okay. Naturally, we could reject. Naturally, this thing could reverse. Okay. But your first area of support you're watching, 574, 0.574. Look for that to hold. I think a fair target here, 200-day moving average. We don't have to get greedy and let this thing play out. Okay, it's a spot play here. Let it grind out. It could take a while to get there, but overall things are looking good, and we've broken some key resistance zones. Okay, so balance of probabilities here. Let's look for this support to hold now, and your safest sort of stop from here is about 8.5%. Give or take from this region. If you do get a little pullback on here, look for buys. Okay, for me, any pullbacks onto this 50-day moving average at 5.9, that's for buying. Okay, if you get that opportunity, for me, grab that stuff. 200-day MA is your target at 90, 92. If it goes higher, we deal with it. Okay, simple as that. But yeah, looking good. Hustle, thank you. So Super's done, Beam's done. Your other one was Ronin.
I like Ronin Prime and then Avalanche. Avalanche has had a lot of momentum with this Grayscale announcement, and then they're the blockchain that runs this Off the Grid game. But yeah, we can just go through them.
Okay, so yeah, Avalanche, we've been covering tons of Avalanche. That thing's been an absolute ripper. So yeah, the guys are very familiar with AVAX. Let's see this Ronin, also hell of a lagger, this guy. Wow. This thing, it's got work to do, but nice nice lows here. You don't get much lower than this. Yeah. Okay, so Ronin, fundamentally, you happy? You good? Spot buys?
Oh yeah, it's the most active crypto gaming blockchain, like specifically for gaming. They have the most players, the most transactions. It's by far and away the most activity of a crypto gaming chain right now. So the fundamentals are there.
Okay, guys, you can see the picture here. Upside 50-day moving average, that's going to be in your way. 1.84. Okay, big support here for you. 1.6. You want to have a go at this thing. Looks decent to me. You can see your support band that you're working with, and if it doesn't hold that support, the market is turning bearish. The market is looking ugly. But as far as gaming is concerned, fundamentally, this is a solid play. Okay, it's not like Sand, for example, that has 3 users or no users. Remind me.
37 users, and they raised 20 million recently. So they almost got $1 million per user. Kind of wild.
Good deal. It's a good deal. Okay,
so you really good deal.
Sand is old. Okay, Gala, I'm not sure. Hustle can maybe tell us, but Sand, they raised a ton of money and it turned out they had like 30 users. Okay, it's disaster.
Dylan, I have a theory though. You know how right now we're seeing Tron run, so people are kind of looking. Some of these dinosaur coins recently just ran. I think if gaming has a big run, you could probably see like Mana or Sandbox be like the meme coins of gaming, and they just pump for absolutely no reason. Now, I would never buy them off that speculation, but I would not be surprised to see some ridiculous pump over the cycle on these dinosaur coins,
Right.
kind of like what we just saw with like the Trons of the world, for example.
You know what? It's a good point. Okay, so if you're buying sand for investment, fundamentally, that's not an investing coin. If you're buying it for a laugh, and the fact that this thing's going to be so heavily shorted because everyone thinks it's a shit coin, you might get a nice move. Okay, if XRP can pump, if ADA can pump, Litecoin, Ethereum Classic, come on, give us some sand. Okay, so you can see, let me just pull the sand chart up here. Look at this thing. Also, pushing the 50-day MA. I mean, it's doing something. And I mean,
and it's easy for retail to buy. You know, it's like on Coinbase and stuff.
Yeah, it's easy to buy. Yeah, it's very accessible.
So people are going to hear gaming, and then they're like, oh, Sandbox, Scala, that's what's available.
Correct. Okay, and here's a secret for anybody watching this show now. Okay, you're not retail. I mean, you retail, but you're not retail. Yeah, the retail guys are going to come when BTC breaks 70, when these things start flying everywhere. Okay, they're going to be your exit liquidity. So if you're watching this now, okay, these guys came in, they got rinsed in 2021. They're only going to resurface now when the market's hot and cooking, and they want to buy gaming, hustle, Gala, just like you're saying, mana, sand. Okay, so make sure, okay, you guys are jumping out at the right time when you guys come and pump your bags. Hustle, I'm not going to keep you any longer. I know you did me a big favor jumping on here. Overall sentiment for the market, you happy?
Yeah, I think no surprises where we are right now. We had such an explosive run throughout the first part of this year. We had a little bit of bearish news, but like you said at the beginning, I think what's happened with like the geopolitical climate, the recession talks, rate cuts likely. I think it all sets us up. The monkeypox, whatever the crap is. I think it's all setting up for a very similar run. Like history doesn't always repeat itself, but it's definitely rhyming right now. So I'm pretty bullish heading into the back half of the year and into 2025.
Nice. Okay, guys, you want more of this action naturally. When the market's pumping, he'll come onto my show. I'll be on his show, those type of things. But if you want to find out the secrets, the cool shit you need to know now where you are early before retail arrives, watch his show, okay? Grab that YouTube channel, get on there in the game, follow the man on Twitter. This is your man, okay? He's your ticket to multiple X's. Hustle, thanks, bro. Appreciate that you jumped on.
Pleasure as always.
We'll catch you in probably a week or two. We'll do a recap here. If the wheels are coming off, we're going to need a recap anyway. If it's pumping, we're going to need a recap. So.
And then I will be catching you here in about 3 weeks over in Singapore, my friend.
Yes, I will be there. I'll be there. Guys, we're both going to be in Singapore. Come say hi. We're having a big banter event as well. And when is that? 18th, 19th of September. We're going to be there. So we'll catch you guys then. Right, let's get into some charts. Hustle, stick around if you want. I always love the company, but I know you got to run. I know you got to go somewhere. So I'm going to carry on. And crack on. Let's look at what is going on. So let's deal with. I mean, you're welcome to sit around. Definitely welcome to sit around.
I gotta hop off, but have a great show, brother.
Okay, later, bro. See you later. Okay, what a legend. Here's IMX. So this is the one we nailed yesterday. Okay, I don't think we spoke about this now. I still think we talk about this. No, he's gone. Here's IMX. Okay, so this thing is absolutely ripping now. And, other than a potential spot buy yesterday and that sort of things, you do get these scalp opportunities here for IMX, guys. Hopefully you caught some of the IMX yesterday that we spoke about here. Let me know if you did. I'm guilty as charged. Okay, I jumped into a late IMX play there yesterday on WeX. You can see I'm trading WeX here at the moment, and this thing is now turned nice and green for us. Let's see if this thing gets a little bit of momentum. So currently my WeX trades are Arweave. As you can see, no changes to that. Still waiting for Valhalla on Arweave. How long have I been sitting in this thing? And then IMX, now that's a fresh one from yesterday. That's looking good. Gaming narrative play. And then TON. I took that TON trade that I gave you guys yesterday. I'm going to update you now. And there might still be a little entry. And guys, remember, these exchanges that I'm using, they no KYC for these exchanges. They're all offering you phenomenal offers and things like that to sign up, like ZoomX that I'm going to show you just now, also offering you guys incredible sign-up bonuses and things like that. WeX as well, same deal. And if you want to try a new exchange, there is a link in the description for you. Jump in there and get trading with me. So let's talk about TON. And this one was very interesting to me yesterday. Why was it interesting? Just a reminder, we've got this anchored VWAP, this nice little toy that I'm playing with over here. And you can see Ton was respecting the anchored VWAP. So I started laddering into a Ton position on these little dips into this anchored VWAP. And now you can see on the 4 hour, we actually have a little trend break. Now, it's not we're not shooting the lights out, so we're certainly not getting overexcited here and things like that. But, if the market in general is going to start moving, I would expect Tron to start gradually grinding up with it and then have its moment. Okay. And, eventually these things start grinding, and then they pop off when things turn super bullish. And, right now that trade for me, there's a couple of exit options. Exit option number one is a close under 6.54. Exit option number two, depending on your leverage, is a close under 6.46. And then exit number three, which is my preferred exit zone. And this is for the guys that haven't degened in at fucking, 75x. Look out for 6.4. Okay, so 6.4, a little close under there could be a safe little bet. So you can see my thinking behind this thing. You can see why it was interesting to me. If this market turns bullish, this thing's going to rip with the rest of the market. So that is something you guys can keep your eyes on. And, maybe we know, okay, bullish things around Ton and things like that. I think it has its moment. We've seen AVAX pump, Phantom pump, a ton of these other layer ones, near Sui, those type of things. I think Ton will come back and give us a little bit of action. And Bogdan wants us to look at TRB. That was a coin we were trading in October last year. TRB, I believe, was a link equivalent. That thing is the most manipulated coin in history. That thing. That's a dangerous coin to play on, boys and girls. Here is 𝗪𝗡𝗡. You can see that trade. We've been waiting for 𝗪𝗡𝗡 to really give us some proper pumpage. But it's been actually quite a slow burner. If you actually look at this thing, it's just been grinding up. So up the stairs, what do they say? Up the stairs and then down the escalator. So this is something I am concerned about on 𝗪𝗡𝗡, that they're going to come and give us a flush. Remember, when these things grind up very slowly, you get all these late longs coming in. Late long. And it's so easy for the market makers just to drop it down, grab some liquidity, and then send it a little bit higher. So that is something I am a little bit concerned about with 𝗪𝗡𝗡. As you can see, I'm holding it at the moment. And obviously, I'm looking for the guard pump. And what I want to see here is 𝗪𝗡𝗡 actually blow the 50-day moving average. If we can blow this 50-day MA, then I'm going to feel a little bit more comfortable that I have some kind of support. But right now, this thing is at resistance. It feels like it's sitting on a knife edge here for me, and it can turn over at any time. So just be a little bit cautious. If you are in 𝗪𝗡𝗡, this is actually a TP area. This is a place where you need to exercise a little bit of caution, because they will send this thing down very quickly, grab some liquidity, bang 22, and send this thing straight back up. Okay, so look out for something like that. And if we do push higher, once you've got support at around about 25, that's something you can work with. That's where you can raise stops and play that game there. And George is even telling us Sui is ripping. Guys, remember the deal. And remember the deal about the tokens. If you want me to look at your tokens, leave them in the comments after the show. Then we can prep them for you. One of the ones you guys requested yesterday was AOS. I've got that locked and loaded. The other one was ETH and Sol, which I've got. Obviously, you guys have seen Sol and ETH. I don't know if there's anything to talk about on ETH at the moment, because of things.
The Sol ETH chart. The Sol ETH chart.
The Sol versus ETH chart. Okay, that's a good. I can engage with. That I can work with. That's a banger. Okay, whoever came up with that idea, that's a banger. Okay, let's look at my ZoomX trades. And no real changes here. Floki finally going back to Valhalla. We are now slowly starting to do something. Whiff just pinged the 618 perfectly. I'm going to update you guys right now. And Spell, I think it's almost time to look at Spell. I took that trade on Monday using Easy Algo, and I just said they must come and end me if they need to end me, and I've just left it. And Spell has now started to run. You can see this thing is now starting to make a nice little move here. So let's recap where we are on some of these trades. Here is Spell. And you can see what's going on. You can see why Spell is interesting to me. Now, just like some of these gaming tokens that I've shown you, and it's looking, I actually don't even know if Spell is a gaming token. I'm just saying the correlation between them is they pumped up and they're pinging the 50-day moving average. So for me, this is resistance. Okay, we need to be a little bit careful here. But what we can see, Spell traders, if you are still in the Spell trade that you took with me on Monday, and actually let me know, is anyone still in this? Do you guys have staying power? Can you hold a trade as long as I can? And here it is at the moment. Your support, multiple zeros, 5-5. Okay, multiple zeros, 0.55. Watch that support zone. If that can hold and we get some energy here, this thing sends. Okay, that's obvious for me, 72, and the next obvious zone, 86. Okay, you can see beautiful tie-in with horizontals. Look at that confluence there. That's how you know that's a potential rejection area there for you guys later on. And then also this 200-day MA. Not much horizontal in the way there on the 200-day MA. We can see there's a little zone here, which is interesting. This guy, that looks interesting there. Okay, so look out for that guy, 76. But 86 for me, I reckon, you know, this thing comes here and we do react at this 86 region. Okay, so right now, and Banter, he needs the Cardano guild. Guys, okay, get the Cardano guilds for me. Okay, get them back onto the show and we'll trade ADA. We'll do it live with them. Okay, we'll let them give us an entry on like 5-minute candles or something like that. Bogdan, get the Cardano guilds. Let's do this. Just tag them on Twitter. You know who they are. They sometimes get a little bit shy and they don't want to come. They don't want to come on the show, but I think they need some encouragement. Okay, let's talk WIF. And for those of you that were trading WIF today, it happened so quickly. Okay, but look how beautiful this is. And this is just a little lesson for you guys on TP zones and things like that. I did a simple thing here in TA. I took a fib from the high to the low to look for a 618 reaction zone. And look at this. Look how perfectly this thing hit the 618. Now, you've heard me say this a million times, but I'm going to say it again. You can't make this shit up, okay? It's all science. And look at that little reaction there on that 618. So if you were sharp enough, you would have had limit sell order there ready to go, just front running that area. I didn't. It happened too fast. We were in meetings, and then next thing, we had this thing absolutely ripping. And you can see why I love these fibs so much. So if it's not in your trading style or it's not in your TA, please get it in. Okay, do whatever you do. Smart money concepts, talk about fancy words like liquidity all day and whatever you want to say. But make sure you get a 618 and a 382 into your trading, into your TA, and get the stuff working for you. So you can see what's going on here. WIF, push this thing up. Potentially we come take out some more of this candle. Then we need to see, is this thing going to hold this region and start pushing up? Or is it actually going to reject here like Thomas is saying right now? He's trying to short this thing. Now, if you are short on WIF, okay, you have a very clear rejection candle up here at 1.716. So you can bang your stop above there and let the crypto gods sort you out. Okay, and then that thing should drift a little bit lower, most likely to this 1.5 region, I would expect. We actually need to adjust this fib. We actually just want to pull this one higher. We want to see our support zones here. And this is nice. Look at this. Okay, there's a new trade here for WIF if this thing falls over. Okay, here's a new trade for you right now. Put your alarms on if this thing falls over. Okay, let's just highlight the zone. Okay, this anchored VWAP tying in with a 382, tying in with horizontals. For me, if you get WIF onto this region here, 1.57, that is your TP on your short, and that's a potential long here for you from that region. Okay, so look for a reaction in that zone. That's the one that can take you a lot higher. So WIF 1.57, what you want to look for if the market does drift down this weekend, you want to look at structure, some kind of stop hunt just below that zone, and then that pump in that area. So you're going to look for something along those lines on WIF, and just be patient. 1.57. If the market starts bleeding and starts falling over, let it be. Okay, let it come to you. Wait for it. When it hits that 382, that's where you're looking for a potential trade there on WIF. So okay, that is looking good. Nice one there. And then Floki. So it is finally doing something again, and I'm not keen to close this Floki trade. I think there's more coming here, and you can see why. We've got a nice horizontal in play here on Floki. Look at that. Nice horizontal band here for us. So lots of support, 131, that sort of region. If we get that type of move, I would expect something along those lines. I'd like to see that support tested. We're going to get some kind of bounce, I would expect, off that support zone. So that is what I'm watching. And the support here for you, 0013. Okay, watch that region there, looking for that. And then you can see my targets. It's the 50-day MA, like all these other tokens. You've seen a lot of them rejecting off that already, maybe a little push more. And then the 200-day MA at 168 is what I'm looking at there. So Floki, nice, looking good. And yeah, super bullish there on that. And then I've got a setup for you guys on Peppy that I want you to take note of. Now, remember, Peppy is an ETH meme play, and Floki is actually BNB. Okay, so Floki technically should be pumping with CZ getting out of jail. He's in a halfway house. Okay, he's halfway out of jail. And BNB might be a pumper, but Floki is actually on BNB. That thing might absolutely rip. And this thing on ETH. Okay, so Pepe's on ETH, and we know when ETH is going to explode. Lawless says, how about AR? Didn't I cover Arweave? No, I just showed Arweave. When ETH eventually explodes in 2057, when we are all retired, then we're going to get a big move on some ETH coins, and Pepe for me is a big one. So I'm sitting in Pepe naturally, and you can see my setup here. This is Pepe on the 1 hour. So I'm basically looking for two options here at the moment for Pepe. So you can see we've got a rising trend in play. So that's looking nice. Nice little rising trend. We're getting this little squeezy setup that I love on these altcoins when things start heating up. So right now, support that you can watch for Pepe. If you're looking for a position, your support you're watching, 79.79 or 78. 79.79 or 78. Those are your support zones that you want to look at. That is literally just holding this rising trend. So that is going to look something along these lines. A little dip into that zone, and then you're looking for a bigger push up. And if the trend is lost, okay, these things get invalidated, and then you start looking at levels lower down, and we deal with it later. We find another entry later on, but right now, if you're a bull, you want to ride the bullish trend. Okay, this is the fun line. Remember, we stay above this fun line to have more fun. And right now, we're watching 79, 79, and 78. Those are your key supports. And the other game plan here on Pepe, simple little game plan. If you get this push now, and you can see some kind of consolidation in this region. Now watch these candles here on the 1 hour. If we can get some action here, then you're going to look for some kind of trend break up there, and then you can send this one higher. So just be careful here. We are sitting at resistance now on Pepe. You can see this is a resistance band. Look for some kind of consolidation up here or a little pullback on Pepe, and then you're off. Okay, then you're off to the races, and this thing is going to look like that. Okay, we're chasing the trend. We're not getting greedy. We're just looking for a move up to this trend and horizontal, and that could be anything from 21% to 39%. Okay, anything like that is what we're looking at. It's scary. Yes, 2057 when XRP pumps and ETH pumps. Okay, we're gonna have to put these PCs in a museum to even work ETH and XRP then, and we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. And I see Andre says he's bullish on Pendle. Guys, I love Pendle. RWA play. It's in my portfolio. It's a banger. And yeah, Pendle is a banger. Okay, this thing's gonna go. Let's see what else we got. Jerry wants FTM. I've got FTM teed up for you guys. I just want to make sure you get some banging setups here. Let's see, FTM. Okay, so we had a little pullback, and this is what I was saying earlier. When we get this volatility in the market, we try and look for buys on key areas and things like that. And look at Phantom here. What did it do? Okay, this is Phantom on the 4 hour. We've broken through a big horizontal resistance band. So that was nice. Okay, nice little break through this region over here. Look at that retest. Now I'm going to zoom in for you. Just let's actually dial in onto some of these candles. When we got that volatility earlier, look how beautiful this is. Okay, typical break of horizontal and a little retest here for Phantom. So far, so good. We broke the horizontal. We've retested. Now we're looking for this momentum. We want to print new highs now. Okay, we need to see new highs on Phantom, or this is going back to a double top, and then they're sending this thing lower. So let's get a new high printed on Phantom. What you can use as support, high risk support, but it is support, is the retest bounce. Okay, so Phantom 47. Okay, use that. 47 is your support. You start losing that area, that tells you that you're tucking back into the previous range, and they're most likely going to try and bring you lower. Let's just look where they can bring you. And remember, these altcoins, okay, up the stairs, whatever, down the escalator, you know the story, and they love coming back to their mean. Look at this trend. Okay, it loves coming back to their trends eventually. So at some point, Phantom touches this trend. Okay, just remember that. So never get overly bullish, overly euphoric. At some point, Phantom comes back, hits a trend, something along those lines. Okay, so just remember that when you are trading, when you are catching these things late, pay attention. Where's my trend? Where can this thing actually go to? So remember, the best entries were probably a week ago and things like that, or earlier this week. Now we are chasing. If you're not in trades, you are chasing now, and you are obviously risking these little pullbacks and things like that to these types of zones. So the safest I can give you is 47, and the best I can give you is 42. Look at that support, 42, 50-day MA. There's a 236 here. That was the original 236, and there's a trend in play and horizontal. So 42 for me on Phantom is the main support you want to play with. Let's look, where can Phantom go in the short term? If there is some kind of pump, your next target for me, okay, there's two targets for Phantom. Target number 1, 53. Target number 2, I mean, it's a little bit lower, but I love this 200-day MA. I just love this thing, 63. Okay, 63. Those are your targets there. And as 𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓 says, Phantom left him behind. Guys, that's why we have these, we can do these 15-minute trend breaks. Cameron, we were looking at Banana Gun earlier today on Sniper Club. Were you in the live session? We did a full analysis of that. Did you miss class this morning? We did a live session there. And Martina, I'm an ADA girl. Come on. Martina, go onto Twitter and get those Cardano girls for us. Okay, we'll do a full session. And they look like fun. Okay, we'll do a full session. Rune, I've got a little setup for you guys. And this is the daily. So Rune, okay, so a couple of the good things going here for Rune. We consolidated in a little range for a couple of days there, probably a week. We sat in that range. We've now blown through that range. Okay, this is a very good sign for us, Rune traders, especially the spot buyers and things like that. You can see what's going on here. And I'm zooming in for you, but we've blown this 50-day moving average. This is huge. We've blown the daily trend. This is huge. And I've got a 382 fib support here at 3.7. So that is my preferred support. Any spot traders or incredibly low leverage, I'm talking like 3x guys, that sort of stuff, 3.7, huge support. Okay, this thing should withstand a decent sized market dump. If there is one, 3.7, watch that thing. And then upside for me, 200-day moving average, 5.5. That is where I'm chasing this thing now. And let's see if that holds. But you can see bigger picture, massive trend break on Rune, and things are looking nice. Okay. And remember, when you get a trend break, you typically want to see the trend change. Now, we've had this downtrend. Okay. It's a trend. Look at that. It's trending down. Now we've broken the trend. We want to see it trend up for a while. Okay. So we want to ride this trend. Okay. This is hopefully, if we get a nice lengthy ride up in the new trend and this trend starts holding, we're going to get 3 or 4 entries all the way up. Okay. So there's going to be tons of trade opportunities here if there is a shift in the daily trend. Now, there's no guarantee there's a shift in the daily trend, but the signs are there. We've broken. Okay. That's a good start. So now we'll have multiple opportunities to trade this thing. So if you've seen some of your tokens running away from you, step back, wait, relax. Okay. They're going to come back. You're going to get your entries. We're going to send it again. We're going to send it again. And probably if this trend continues for another, say, a week or two, retail is going to be coming in so hard. Okay. And these guys are going to pump these things higher and higher and higher. So remember, you are early here now. You are early. If you're watching the show, make sure you watch every single day. This is critical now for you guys if you want to stay ahead of the curve with the charts. And if this market's going to rip, you guys can sell to the guys that come in 3 months that didn't come to school, okay, and didn't do their work. Cunning George, literally the best show on the internet. Come on, bro, come on. I'm just a dude drawing lines on the chart here, having a bit of a laugh, but thank you. I appreciate you. If you guys like the content, don't forget, like the content, okay? And you know, you hit the bell and things. Okay, where am I? I'm getting lost. Here is Rune now on the 15 minutes. So I just wanted to give you guys a little perspective now for the degens and those types of things, and why it's very important to understand that these things always come back to their trends. Here is Rune. Look at this. We've got a rising trend here on the 15 minutes. And what we can do is start pulling fibs. Look for these types of things. Okay, look for big support regions. And we want to start identifying areas where we can get a reaction from Rune if it does start falling over. Okay, so right now you're looking for this move lower down. You can see there's action here for me on Rune at 4.1. Okay, you can see there's action here for us at 4.18. Then you can see there's more action here for us from 4.1 down to 4.03. Okay, look at that little zone over there. Okay, so watch that 15 minutes. Okay, you can see what's going on. Then you go back to the bigger picture and you say, okay, hang on, where am I actually in the bigger picture? Why am I panicking? What's the stress about? Where's my major support? And your major support for Rune, 3.7. Okay, so on this 15-minute chart, where's 3.7? It's down here. Okay, that is your massive daily support. So if Rune does dump, okay, you're going to have a great opportunity down there for a leverage trade for me. And James, what a legend. Quite funny as well. The humor is greatly appreciated in the stressful market. We can only laugh when we're getting rinsed, guys. That's how it works. Okay, let's look at the next one. And Render, so just an update for you guys. Okay, these AIs are looking good. We've got NVIDIA results coming next week. We know that NVIDIA has been a catalyst in the past. We've now got bullish conditions here with Powell. The market could be teeing up for some fun. Okay, just be ready. And Render is one of them. And a nice little trend break here and looking good. So key supports for Render, no changes from yesterday. I gave you guys these areas. This thing for me is a player. Okay, Render's a player for me. Targets 5.7, targets 8, still looking good there. Key support for Render, 4.66. Wait, let's actually adjust this fib. Hold on, let's get this fib perfect here for you. We've had some pumpage. Yes, 4.65, close under 4.65. That's a potential bail zone that you are looking for. And I see Matty says the Dixie is in a free fall. That is what I like. And Keenan, appreciate, guys, I really appreciate this. I do a lot of work for this. I do a lot of research. I do a ton of things for you guys. And I love you guys. I appreciate it. I genuinely love your support. So thank you. Let's look at the next one. Tower. Okay, what an absolute little banger. So Tower, this one is gone. This horse is now bolted. Hopefully you guys got some of this yesterday. And the spot bags are packed. This thing is on its way now. Tower, your big support right now. Okay, you've got 3 supports that you can watch for Tower right now. 317, 285, 260. Okay, those are your big supports that you want to watch. If you didn't get this position yesterday or the day before and things need to do their things, okay, remember, this thing at some point, even if it goes high, even if it goes here, at some point, you're going to get your next entry. Okay, so don't feel FOMO. We will get it. The market is nice and green. Everybody's feeling excited. But what happens when the market makers come back? They say, thanks so much. We'll take all the late longers. We'll take all your money. Thank you so much. Start again. Okay. And that's what's going to happen. We're going to get these resets and just let's be on the ball. Let's not FOMO into things. Let's not FOMO into massive green candles here. We're all going to get a chance here. Things are going to be good. I see DreeWorks says Ray is shorting. What's going on? And Nitin says, Ray, I need some smoke. Okay. What else we got? Injective. Okay. So I TP'd this Injective yesterday and I explained the reasons why. And for me, look, there is potentially more juice in this tank. Yes, but it is at a resistance area. So for me, there's no new trade here for me on Injective just yet. You can see we're at this 50-day moving average. So it's getting interesting, but we have broken this rising wedge. And these areas typically could give you some kind of fake out. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised if they come and do that. On Injective. So I'm just being careful here. Okay, so I'm not aping into Injective here, but you can see it's a good start. We've got our 50-day moving average. That thing is being tested now. And, if we get a clean break on that 50-day, I just want to show you what this looks like here. Looking for something like this. Okay, you can see. So we're in this horizontal band here now on Injective, and you can see where we've got trouble. Okay, we've got trouble up here. And we've also got trouble a little bit lower down. Okay, so your risk reward now before a rejection is just getting lower and lower on Injective. So you've got a couple of areas here in front of you. But what I could say could play out here, if we do get one more pump this weekend or something like that, I would expect some kind of rejection here that triggers our next trade. Okay, so one of these zones I would expect is going to give Inject a hard time, and one of those should give you your next entry. James says too much alpha today. Need another page in the notebook. Guys, sorry. I know I give you guys a ton of content. Sometimes I get told my shows are way too long, and we need to cut them. GRT banger. Look at this thing. Absolute banger, guys. Pushing into the 50-day MA from yesterday. Guys, I hope you got this. I know Bogdan got this. He was in the chat telling us to take this GRT. And look at this thing. So if this plan is going to play out, you can see what I'm looking for here. 50-day MA rejection. Okay, nice big candle here on GRT. Let's see, okay, what type of rejection we get. If you're jumping in now, you're actually jumping in late. Okay, so now it's FOMO time. If you're jumping in, you need to just be safe. Okay, so protect yourself here. Look for this rejection. Okay, at the 50-day MA. It doesn't necessarily mean it's coming back all the way to 1.5, but let's see what type of rejection we get here on GRT. But overall, AI play leading into NVIDIA results next week could be fun. Okay, we could have a fun AI week here on GRT. Upside targets, we know, 21, 25. Okay, looking nice. And then, do I have more? Yes, I've got your ARs. So you guys requested ARs. Remember the deal? In the comments after the show, drop the tokens you want. Ray sends them to me every day. Okay, and I make sure that I have at least 2 of your tokens ready to go. ETH BTC, that's coming next as well. Let's look at ARs here quickly. Ray, don't let me end the stream without ETH BTC. I mean, ETH Solana. Sol ETH. Okay, ARs. You can see we've moved. Okay, we've had a nice little push off supports. This is the daily. We're going to just measure the size of the bounce just to get an idea as to, the chart and the relative size of this move. I just want to see. Yeah, so it's not major. Okay, so AR's a nice little AI play, I believe. You've got resistance ahead. Okay, so you've got problems at 56 to 58. That is an area that I would be cautious of. But if the market keeps pushing, that's your TP area. That is what you're looking at. AR's 56 to 58. It's nice that it's breaking the 50-day MA. So that's a good start. So 47, 0.476 could be support you can use. You want to hold the support. So I'm just zooming in here. Let's see what tie-in we got. Okay, so remember, you zoom in on lower time frames and you look for confluence. You want to look for smaller time frame support just to give yourselves an idea as to where this thing could potentially bounce if it's going to. Remember, there's nothing better than the big levels, the big original levels. But if you're scalping and you're looking for bounces and things, you've got to dial in and start looking at these type of plays. So ARs, for me, your first support, 477. You can see why. We got a 382, we got horizontal, we got 50-day MA. So that could be a region where this thing could potentially bounce here for you. Alternatively, look for your 618 lower down. Here, bang, 45. Okay, that's your next potential area there. So you look for structure in that area and then a pop. Okay, something like along those lines is what you're going to be looking for. So 0.45 is what you can watch. Guys, let's go Sol ETH. It was Sol ETH, not ETH Sol, right? Ooh,
Yes.
This looks interesting.
Yes.
We never got that bounce. Okay, so this is interesting. And you guys would have seen this because Tron has come around and Tron has taken some of the shine of Solana. Remember, Pump.Fun was basically holding up the Sol price, all these things. Now we've got a Sol unlock with all these unlocks happening and all these things. Sol maybe a little bit of attention off it at the moment, okay? And relative to ETH, you can see it's actually been underperforming. So ETH did pretty well. Now Sol has lost a resistance band here with ETH, and it's actually starting to trend lower. So let's see how this starts playing out. I'm still super bullish Sol versus ETH. I think Sol is going to outperform ETH anyway in the long run. Let's see where we can get some support here. Okay, bang. Right now it's sitting on a support band. That is interesting. You can see your 50-day MA also pushing up here for you. So this, we could potentially get a bounce here. Okay, I would expect a bullish weekend here, and Sol starts ripping, and then Sol starts outperforming ETH. I think that's acceptable to assume. Alternatively, if you are somebody who likes to switch between Sol and ETH, your next switch is going to be at this 47 level. Okay, massive level here, huge area, this 47 level. Okay, so if the Sol versus ETH gets down into this region, that's where you're switching. Okay, that is where you're reverting. You're dumping your ETH, you're putting it into Sol. That is where you are looking for your bounces. Okay. Whew, that was fun. Okay, gaming, level, setups. Guys, it's volatile out there. Let's see how this US closes later, how they're digesting all this information from earlier today. Let's see if that pushes into the weekend. Bearish weekend, you know what to do. You've got some key levels on some altcoins that you can play. I like tight stops. Okay, we had that dump today, so I like tight stops now under that dump low from earlier today. If they want to come and push things lower, there could be some pain. Okay, be prepared. Things like 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, Phantom. What was the other one? AVAX. No, what was the other one with a big pullback there, Ray? That we highlighted? Rune. That could be a banger. Okay, look for those things if there is some kind of pullback. And most importantly, be safe. Sunday night, Banter Plus, I'm back. We'll tee you up pick up the pieces if we fell over on the weekend, and I'll tee you up for the week. Okay, later.